This woman's words cut through the traditional chains that society has long wrapped around women. She speaks with the voice of millions who are silently suffocating in the roles others expect them to play: wife, mother, servant, peacemaker. Her courage is not in rejecting marriage itself, but in rejecting the idea that a woman's worth is measured only by how much she gives to others, while losing herself in the process. Every line she speaks carries a fire, the fire of self-love, independence, and the courage to claim ownership of her life. She isn't lazy as society labels her. She is simply unwilling to sacrifice her freedom for a life of endless obligations, unappreciated sacrifices, and invisible chains. She reminds us of a powerful truth. Happiness is not gifted through marriage, children, or social approval. It is created within, by choosing oneself unapologetically. Her refusal to bend to pressure may seem selfish to some, but in reality, it is the purest form of honesty. In a world where women are constantly told to give, she chooses to keep. In a culture where women are expected to endure, she chooses to enjoy. And in a life where others fear loneliness, she boldly embraces solitude, because she understands one thing clearly: being alone is far better than living a life where you lose yourself.
This is the ache of modern loneliness wrapped in luxury, not poverty of things but poverty of shared life. She has comfort, money, and freedom, yet those very comforts spotlight a deeper emptiness. No one to call in the middle of the night, no one to steal the passenger seat, no one whose small needs would make her own life feel reciprocally necessary. Her confession isn't petty, it's brutally honest. She's lived a life where needs are outsourced and pleasures are purchased, and now she realizes that human closeness can't be bought. The assistant who brings meals, the followers who watch her beauty videos, the dresses in her wardrobe, none of them hold a hand when it's dark. That contrast, having everything and feeling nothing, is its own kind of loneliness. There's also a fierce spark inside her story. Boredom turned into creativity, beauty vlogging, solitude turned into travel, emptiness turned into trying every sport. Those are not failures. They're acts of survival and experiments in self-creation. But survival isn't the same as fulfillment. The truth she feels, that quiet life can erode the sense of being needed, is valid and human. No woman should be shamed for wanting both independence and intimacy. Wanting someone to argue with, to plan small surprises for, to share the passenger seat with. Those aren't signs of weakness. They're signs of being fully human. She doesn't need to choose between having it all materially and having real connection. She's allowed to want both. This passage is a plea and a proclamation at once. Life of comfort without connection can hollow you out. It's okay to feel frustrated. It's okay to be tired of filling your own silence. And it's okay to look for companionship without apologizing for the privileges you already hold.
Her mother calls her lonely, and she echoes that truth with a wry, painful smile. Yes, it is a little pitiful, but the pitifulness is complicated. It's not about dirty rooms or empty plates. It's about a cavern of quiet that even plush toys and perfect temperature water can't fill. She paints a picture that's both funny and aching. Snacks stacked in a rack, a bed with no snorer to steal the covers, anime as company, and gadgets that serve every tiny physical need. These comforts are clever substitutes, neat, efficient, and utterly unromantic. They soothe the body but not the hollowness in the middle. There's a stubborn tenderness in her admission. She buys things not because they replace people, but because they're easier than asking anyone to stay. The choice to spend on herself, on convenience, on small pleasures, is not vanity, so much as self-soothing in a world that expected her to be someone else's responsibility. Her final flare of rebellion, quitting and traveling forever, is a scream of both exhaustion and defiance. She says she deserves this fate, but really she deserves better. Not pity, not judgment, but recognition that modern loneliness can wear a pretty face and still be lonely. This is the ache of a young life built for one. Comfortable, efficient, and quietly hungry for human mess, arguments, warmth, the small annoyances that prove you belong to someone. She may call it decadent or deserved, but beneath the joke is a real, human plea. To be seen, to be disrupted by another's presence, to trade perfect temperatures for imperfect love.